Hey everyone, this is me again, back again with another vlog. This time it's Gravity Falls, Season 1, Episode 8, Irrational Treasure. So right off the bat, this is obviously a parody of National Treasure, which I have never seen, but I've seen multiple parodies of it. So, I get the general idea. Ancient, or not ancient, but historical documents, conspiracy, secrets hidden in plain sight, terrible lie at the heart of everything, or whatever. So, first of all, I enjoy that this is another Pacifica Northwest episode. Like I said when she showed up earlier, I like the character, I like the dynamic she brings in. I enjoy Mabel, and the way Mabel responds to her. In this one, she actually succeeds in getting to Mabel a little bit, but then by the end, Mabel is like, no, you know what? Being ridiculous is awesome, which it is, says the grown man who watches cartoons. And, she enjoys being her. Why should she give a crap what Pacifica Northwest thinks? Pacifica Northwest is terrible. And yet at the same time, we get that. And so Mabel's okay. But at the same time, we get Dipper having revenge. And it feels great. It's really funny and fun watching him do it, watching her reaction, that, reversal of the normal expectations that they'll, learn not to do anything. Because, of course, being nice to people who are nasty to you can backfire. It can teach them that they can get away with it. So this way we get both. We get Mabel realizing that she doesn't need to care what Pacifica Northwest thinks, and Dipper taking Pacifica Northwest down a peg. It's a nice combination. It's also nice that it's Mabel's silliness that serves as the answer to everything, because let's face it, conspiracies are silly. Conspiracy theories are silly. They're full of nonsensical leaps of logic and connecting things that have no connection and generally being ridiculous. And so, like I said back when with the episode of Steven Universe that introduced Ronaldo, making fun of conspiracy theories is a-okay by me. It's a lot of fun. It's a fun thing to derive a plot from, but it's nonsense, and it's fun to see it depicted as such. Folding the map into the hat was hilarious, especially because the symbols on the map, I recognized a couple of them. Those are alchemical symbols. Those are real. And no, burning it was not a good idea. So, yay for Mabel finding the real answer, which led them to, some really funny... I like that the upside-down triangle looks nothing at all like an angel, and when they flip it over, it, changes into one, but it's really obvious that it's changing, it's not just flipping over. So that was cutely done, just kind of playing up the ridiculousness of it. And then the nature of the conspiracy itself, the 8.5th president, was really, really silly, and I really enjoyed it. Of course, there's another level on which, I'm curious, given the first episode and the suggestion it had of, some kind of deeper mystery to the show that they've never come back to so far. I'm wondering how much of this is making fun of conspiracies in general and how much is making fun of the audience. Because, of course, this is how the paranoid viewing style works. This is how we have been trained by shows like The X-Files, shows like that, that had a big impact on geek culture back in the 90s that continues to this day, where we were more or less trained to approach shows as, okay, there's some kind of deeper mystery here. There's some kind of story that we can find if we can just put together the pieces. We can get a step ahead of the creators and figure out where they're going. And And the kinds of connections people draw can be completely ridiculous. The kinds of, twisted logic that they bring to it in order to say, well, this is connected to this, And sometimes it's right. Like, I remember with Doctor Who, there was an obvious continuity error in the episode Time of Angels, in which the Doctor is wearing one shirt, leaves the shot, comes back a second later wearing a different shirt, and does a thing to cheer up the character Amy, and then leaves again, and then he's back in the next scene in his previous shirt. It's an error that happens sometimes because things get filmed on different days. People, sometimes either accidentally or for some reason they couldn't have exactly the same costume. So little details like that can change. Even in what seems, like it would have been filmed all at once. Like maybe the best take of the speech he gives Amy, which is a fairly emotional speech, maybe the best take of that speech happened to be the one where he was in the wrong shirt, and so it was a directorial decision to use the take that had a mistake in it because it had the better performance. That kind of thing happens. Or they just missed the mistake. That kind of thing also happens. Except that a lot of fans were like, oh, no, this is meaningful. That's not the Doctor who was in the rest of the episode, because the Doctor's a time traveler. That's a Doctor from another time coming back and doing this one scene. And as it turned out, it actually was. The last episode revealed that the Doctor had gone back into previous episodes and done stuff, and that was one of the things he had done, time traveling back into a previous episode. But, again, that's completely ridiculous. It happened to be right, but that just trains us to be even more ridiculous when we're watching these things. And I say us because I do it too. So, things like folding the map into a hat are exactly the kinds of things that fans do when they're looking for clues, when they're looking for answers. And it's nuts. But we do it. And so I feel like this episode is to an extent laughing at us too. It's saying, you fans are pretty silly with all these theories you're coming up with. Because I imagine fans were at this point coming up with a lot of theories. And, this is only the 8th episode. Probably there'd been no fan response by the time this episode was made, because this episode was probably made well before the first episode aired. But they knew what was going to happen, because they know fans. So I think that's what it's doing. I think it's kind of poking fun at fans. But at the same time, as it concludes at the end, silliness is awesome. Silliness is a lot of fun. Better to be, silly the way Mabel is, or silly the way Dipper is, than to be serious like Pacifica Northwest. Because she doesn't seem to have much fun at all. And when she does, it's in being cruel to other people. Other things in this episode I liked. Like I said, the scene where Dipper gets revenge, very funny. Grokel Stan writing "You stink" when Pacifica asked for his admission in writing. That was great. That got a good laugh out of me. Especially afterwards when he's like, I did that with my mouth! Very fun. Not a lot of Grokel Stan in this episode, but he was used well. The two cops, my roommate suggested while I was watching that they are a couple, and I think she's right. I think they are dating, which is cute. They make a cute couple. And they continue to be, incompetent and slightly villainous, which seems about right for small-town cops. The reason I specify small town is because city cops are more than slightly. Yeah. So, this was a really good one. I enjoyed it a lot. And I hope for more like this, because this was great. This was a lot of fun. Not a lot of, deep character insights, but we don't always need those. Sometimes you just need a romp, and this was a romp. So, well done show, and I look forward to seeing more next time. Bye. Hey, so if you enjoyed that video, please feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, any of that kind of stuff. If you'd like to see other stuff by me, my blog, jedablue.com, is, it exists. There's a link in the description. I blog 6 days a week about various things, all generally in the realm of talking about TV and movies, occasionally books, occasionally comics, but mostly TV and movies, and mostly animation. It's fun. You should check it out. In addition, if you'd like to see more videos and are impatient, you can do so at my Patreon. Subscribers of $5 or more a month get to see these videos a month in advance. So if you go there right now, there's going to be at least 3 or 4 that you haven't seen. There's also other rewards for other levels. There's a $2 level. Gets you early access to the main Sunday posts that are the main purpose of my blog, is an ongoing series about the DC animated universe. There's also rewards for higher pledges. You can get ebooks. You can commission videos to make me watch other cartoons than the ones I normally cover. A lot of options. Again, link to that is in the description too. Link to my blog is in the description. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your support. Bye.